Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we are on, open it up. We are on page 16. I am recording this with Screencastify, so I'm going to be posting this. This is one method for you to know multi-digit by one digit. We'll go with a pencil today. Okay, so at the bottom, make sure you put 16 at the bottom. And today's method is multiply using an area model. So let's go ahead and put that as our title. Multiply using an area Next week, I'm going to do a notebook check. So that means you guys are going to be sending me a picture of a specific page I'm going to ask you for, because if you have been on Zoom with me and taking notes with me, then you should be able to give me a picture of your notes of whatever. I'm sorry?
Can you zoom in?
Oh, zoom in? Sure. So make sure that you guys are following along with me, because next week I'm going to ask you guys for an assignment to give me a picture of some specific pages in your math notebook. So multiply using an area model. Now there's going to be 3 steps we're going to write down. Now once this video's up, you can always pause. So if you don't get all the notes now, go back to this video once I post it into our shared Google Drive, and then go back and write down the notes if you don't have the notes right now. And you can always do that by pausing the video, and then you can write the notes. Okay, I have friends that are on board with me, ready to go. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about step 1 first. We write down our steps, and then we'll do some work. If my hand's in the way, I will be moving it. Step 1, expand the greater factor. Expand the greater factor. That's step 1. I'm zooming in. Friends, your videos need to stay on for me, please. And I have a lot of friends that I can't see in the video right now, so I hope you guys are writing these notes down, because I'm going to keep going. Okay, so step 1 is we need to expand the greater factor. Okay, I'm going to move on. Step 2, multiply to find partial products. Step 2, multiply to find partial products. Don't worry, next week we'll go back to gluing some things. We go back and forth. This is helping with writing and everything too. Okay, who's with me and already have step 1 and step 2 done? Can you go ahead and give me thumbs up? Perfect. Okay, so to still go with step 2, we're going to give an example, and we're going to say 30 times 4 equals, well, we know what 30 times 4 is because we worked last week the fast facts with zeros. So we go 3 times 4 is 12. And then how many zeros do we bring over? Can I see with the finger? How many zeros do we bring over? Great job, Hadley. Good job, Evan and Emily and Kalsum. Good. And Seth, we bring over 1. And then 6 times 4. Well, that's a fast fact. What is 6 times 4? Who can tell me? I need you to raise your hand for me. Who can tell me? Jules, what is 6 times 4?
24.
24. Perfect. And we're going to just put over here what this really was 36 times 4. So if I added 120 and 24, I would get the answer for 36 times 4 is 144. So this is just an example, okay? We're going to be doing some work on it, and you're going to see what they mean by partial products in a second. We have one more step that we need to write down. Okay, step 3. Add the partial products. I'll move my hand in a second. So we add partial products. Now, who can tell me what the word product means? We've talked about this. What does the word product mean? Product. Ezra, what does the word product mean?
The answer to a multiplication problem.
Perfect. The answer to a multiplication problem. Perfect. So now we're going to add the partial products. And that means we're going to take this 120 and this 24. So 120 plus 24. And what did that equal? What does 120 plus 24 equal? Emily. Unmute yourself for me, friend. 144. Perfect. Emily, are you on your phone or are you on the Chromebook? Okay, remember, we talked about it. Remember, use your phone. Okay, but just remember next time. That's perfect, Emily, but remember next time, use your phone, okay? So then that way, when we talk, we have better connection. Okay, use your phone, not the Chromebook for the Zoom, okay? Okay, so now we have our steps down, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to work with it, what they mean by it. So here's our example. We have 4 times 36. And I'm going to put right here EX, because that means example. If I looked at that, I'm going to probably get discouraged really quick, like, I don't know how to multiply that. But I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to remember, oh, I could use the area model. Who can tell me what step 1 is in my area model? What is step 1? I need a hand. I want a hand. Who can tell me? Jocelyn, what is step 1 in my area model? Very good. I got to expand the greater factor. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look. 4 is a factor and 36 is a factor. Do you say 4, give me 1 if you say this is the greater factor, or give me 2 if you say 36 is a greater factor? Which one is the greater factor? 4, so give me 1 if you say 4, or give me 2 if you say 36. Perfect. So the first thing is I need to go ahead and I need to do 36 because it is 36. And Mrs. H likes to use color so it stands out to you guys. You do not need to do color. Oh, it'll come up. Hold on. But I like to connect the steps to what we're doing. So step 1 is going to be orange. And now I have to expand that. Oh, that goes back to what we learned a few weeks ago, is expanding a number, right? So if I was to expand 36, how would I write that in an expanded form? How can I write 36 in expanded form? Remember, we worked with standard and expanded, and we worked with a written form. How can I expand 36? Seth.
30 plus 6.
30 plus 6. Beautiful. So now I expand. So now I've done step 1. Now the name area model gets its name because of what we have to draw next. We have to go ahead and draw a area model. So we're going to go ahead and draw an area model. And an area model, we're going to be learning that in geometry. It's like an area rug. It's like an area, and we want to know what's the distance, like how much area, how much volume, or not volume, but how much space does it take up inside the area. So we're going to go ahead and draw 2 boxes. And I'm going to tell you why we chose 2 boxes. How many things did we, when we expanded this, how many sections did we expand this number into? So 36, how many sections did I expand this number into? 2 sections, right? So that's why I went ahead and I have 2 boxes. Because now I'm going to make a connection. I'm going to take this first factor, and this first factor is going to come over here. So I'm going to put a 4. And now I'm going to take these 2 that I expanded, and I'm also going to bring these down to my box. I'm going to say 30, and I'm going to say 6. So now my row has a number, and each column has a number. So row means left to right, column means up to down. Hey, this is like our fast facts that we worked on last week. Because if I have, let's go to put a little X here to remind us times. In this box right here, it's going to be 30 times 4. Let's write that down to remind ourselves. 30 times 4. What is 30 times 4? It ends in a 0, so that means I just need to do my fast facts. Leah, what's 30 times 4?
12.
Okay. 30 times 4 is 12?
120.
Perfect, 120, because we did our fast facts, which was 3 times 4 is 12, and then there's 1 0 that we have to add over. So Grant, can you tell me what do you think the equation is going to be in this box then?
I think 4 times 6.
Perfect. Yes, we go 4 times 6, or we could say 6 times 4. That's a cumulative property, meaning it doesn't matter which order I put it in, it's going to be the same answer for multiplication. So I could say 4 times 6, or I could say 6 times 4. Let's go ahead and do what Grant said. We're going to say 4 times 6 equals, knowing fast facts, 4 times 6 is 24. Let me color coordinate this so you guys kind of see. So step 2, I'm going to make yellow. It said to multiply to find partial products. Partial products is saying this part of this product, this part of this product, and this part of the product, meaning chunks of the product. And how we did that is we went ahead and we did, this is step 2. One more step. What's my third step? Who can tell me my third step? Phoebe, what's my third step?
120.
Perfect. We have to add our partial products, right? So this is a partial product. This is the answer, 120 and 24. That's our partial product. So now I have to go ahead and I have to add them. So let's come over here and let's say 120 plus 24 is a big whopping 144. Again, I'm just color coordinating, so then that way you guys kind of see it. It stands out. So that means my answer is 144. You can do this method with multi-digit by 1 digit. And then next week we're going to learn we can do this method with 2-digit by 2-digit. We can do this method with 5 digits by 5 digits. So this method can be used for any multiplication problem. So what they're really telling us is inside these boxes, remember those little squares that we talked about in the beginning of the week? They were the little square that mean 1. They're the little red, I don't have any. I'll have to bring it I'll show you guys it tomorrow. I have it in here somewhere. Oh, I know. I have it right here. Remember these squares? These mean 1. These little squares, little cubes. What this is meaning, there's 120 of these squares in that box, in that rectangle. There's 24 of these squares in that rectangle. So when I'm talking about area model, I'm talking about these little squares and how many of these little squares fit in this area here. I'm going to leave that out so we talk more. Okay, so let's try a different one. We are going to come over, we'll come down here. Let's try this one here. We're going to do one here. And yeah, I still have time. Okay, so, I don't know, someone give me a 1 digit. I need a 1 digit. Who wants to give me a digit? We're going to make up this equation together. Let's see here. Oh, Emma, can you help me out? Can you give me 1 digit? Give me a number. Only 1 digit in it, though. You gotta unmute yourself for me, friend. Emma, you gotta unmute yourself. Okay, well, I'm going to go to another, oh, there you go. What number, Emma? Okay, I don't know what's going on with your audio and I can't hear you, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to another friend here. Who can help me out? Devin, give me a digit. Devin. Give me 1-digit number.
46.
Now that's 2 digits though. I only want 1 digit. That means 1 number.
5.
5. Perfect. So we're going to go 5. Now I need someone to give me 2-digit number. I need a 2-digit number. Brandon, give me a 2-digit number.
88.
88. Okay. Oh my goodness. Here goes that growth mindset. I'm already wanting to give up. I don't want to do this. This looks hard to me. However, if we stop for a second and we look at it, this is doable. It's 5 times 88. The first step I need to go ahead and do is I need to do step 1 is I need to look at the greater factor and I need to go ahead and expand it. So which one's the greater factor? 5? If you say 5, give me 1. Or 88. If you say 88 is the greater factor, give me 2. Natalie, which one's the greater factor? Is it 5? Give me 1. Or is it 88? Give me 2. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and expand 88. Now remember, expanding is writing it in an expanded form. Who can tell me how I expand 88? How can I expand 88? Wyatt, help me out here. How can I expand the number 88? Wyatt. How can I expand 88? Wyatt. How it's written it's expanded form. How do I expand 88? Not sure? Let me ask a friend to help us out, okay? Let's see here. Quinn, how do I expand 88?
Plus 8.
Perfect. 80 plus 8. Great job. Yes, that's how I expand it. Remember? Because this 8 is in the tens place. So that means the value is 8. And this 8 is in the ones place. So that means the value, how much it's worth, is 8. Okay, so now I can go ahead and make my area model. I can know how many columns and how many rows. Go ahead and draw your rectangle. Draw your rectangle. I have 1 row because I have 5. It's only 1 digit. 1 section for this factor. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this over 5. And how many sections do I have to divide my rectangle into for my next factor? Leah, great, 2. So I'm going to go ahead and divide that into 2. Then I'm going to take this 80 and I'm going to take this 8. Let's put the little X here to remind ourselves that we're working with multiplication. Emily, you have a question for me?
I answered the question.
Perfect. Well, thank you. It'll be a second, okay? Because I want to do one more step. Okay, so now we have to write our equation so we know which one. So if I go ahead and I look at this box here, then the equation is going to be 80 times 5, or the cumulative would be 5 times 80. It doesn't matter how I write it. because I still get the same answer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, I like to go, we'll go 5 times 80. That's our equation, 5 times 80. Oh, we worked on that last week. Remember, anything that into the zeros and all we need to do is a fast facts? Fast facts? Emily, so what is 5 times 80? You're giving me the whole answer, the whole product. So that's 5 times 8 is 40, but how many zeros do I add over? 1. So the answer is actually 400. Because you did the fast facts, you did 5 times 8, but then remember we got to bring over that 0. We have to add that 0. Okay, we have this one now. We're not done. So now we have to go ahead and look. Well, I have 8 times 5. 8 times 5. Let's go ahead and write that, or I'm going to write 5 times 8. So I went ahead and I wrote the cumulative, meaning I wrote it as 5 times 8, but it still means the same answer. And 5 times 8 is a big whopping 40. Whew, I'm done. I can go ahead and put my pencil away, right? I'm finished. I got my answer. Give me thumbs up if I'm finished. Or give me thumbs down if I'm not. Perfect. I am not done. I have to add my partial product. Remember, these are partial products right here. So now I have to go ahead and add 400 plus 40. Whew, good thing we learned about adding a few weeks ago, right? So we always work in the ones place. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. And 4 plus nothing is 4. So what is my final answer? Who can tell me? What is my final answer? Jocelyn, what's my final answer? 440. Notice how I'm boxing my final answer because I had multi-steps. Your math teachers will love you if you circle or box your final answers because that lets them know this is your final answer. Okay, friends, so you guys worked with the area model. Tomorrow we're going to be diving still into area model. Now, do you guys have to master this? Is this going to have to be your method? Do you guys have to master this method? Yes or no? No, you do not have to master this method because I am going to teach you one more method this week on how to multiply and multi-digit by 1 digit. But you have to choose one of the methods, either area model or the one I teach you guys a traditional way to do your multiplying, okay? This is what I'm going to do. As long as you guys have this information, these notes, because I am going to do a check next week, and you don't know which ones I'm going to check next week. So make sure your notes match my notes. If your notes match my notes for today, then class is done and you guys may go ahead and go and start working on your daily assignment. Make your notes meet my notes. Have a good day. Make sure your notes meet my notes. Bye, my friends.